Would anyone have enough juice to blow? But I guess that's all electronic.
And that's the start of the session, and I'll ask Martin again what he was saying when the music was sort of blaring through. So what was that, Martin?
He was asking whether or not someone actually had enough breath to actually do that sort of piping music.
Quite possibly not, considering it may actually be the hand organs.
Yeah, as you said, it was potentially an electronic sound anyway, so...
Okay, so we are up to session number 74. We have everyone online today, as you know, COVID and stuff. And first person online today is Jeremy.
Well, good evening all. I'm playing Dimitros, the humble sage and wise man from Caldara that is merely out to aid and assist others by providing them with the knowledge and wisdom that they should gain to help them get through their world.
Bye!
Next person we
what you say?
Next one we have online today is Martin.
Yes, I'm playing Trellen, a elf Kenzai monk. Just observing. I'm trying to figure out a way that I can walk on water down to the surface of the planet. But anyway, I'll just keep working on that.
Talk to Dimitri, he'll explain it to you if you like.
Alright. Carry on.
Okay, next person online today is Emrys.
Hi, I'm Emrys. I'm playing Nasty Stump / Simply Red / Simply Crimson / Captain Crimson / some sort of flight coordinator, I guess. Planning out the aerial assault ahead. And I've got a brand new shiny red outfit, which is very exciting and will upset David muchly. So, yeah, hi. I'm already upset. You're in trouble.
All good. And last person we have tonight is David.
Yes, last and certainly not least, annoyed at the entirety of the dysfunctional party. Hello, my name is David. I play. Who do I play this evening? I play.
You got a fix of your horse, so that should settle you for 20 episodes.
Yeah. That means, and the rest.
We're ready for another jaunt through Hollowell.
Yeah.
Especially when he can't summon his horse the entire time he's there.
Not so much. Who am I playing today? It's Simon Goranov. A very satisfied Epigarian barbarian who's awfully fond of riding his horses and not fond of beating things from the track. Awfully fond of riding horses and very not fond of not being able to ride his horse, i.e. the entirety of his existence. He absolutely gets along with every member of the party and suffers from no social dysfunction within the party whatsoever.
Okay.
I mirrored the amount of truth that I put into mine.
Well, I was going to say the fact that I was very disappointed you weren't there last week, David, because you missed out on hearing Dimitri give a wonderful lecture to Parman about what he should have been doing or not doing.
In retrospect, please.
Well,
admittedly, you were being sat on by a horse or a dragon at the time, so...
You also had a conversation with Captain Razzle, who encouraged you to help him murder the Haldanic crew members during the flight.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. You gave me the heads up for that one in the previous session before that. I'm very sad that I missed that.
Well, don't worry, you didn't miss the conclusion to it because we did have 2 of the party members decide to protect the rest of the crew until the last moment.
Oh yeah? How'd that go for?
We're almost up to the last moment.
Yeah, righto.
So there's a good chance you'll get to kill about 5 to 10 of your national enemies.
5 to 10 members of the party, fantastic. It's alright, Grace isn't here, so his favourite member of the party isn't around, so that's all good.
That's okay. Little Miss actually helped you murder some people last session as well.
Well, I always knew she was the wisest member of the party.
And Captain Razzle got a few himself.
Oh, I love that dude. Also, at least I wasn't the one who destroyed the ship's ability to sail, and then had to commit himself to the deity so that it could sail.
Well, no, that was the lecture that Dimitri gave to Little Miss.
Yeah, right.
But again, unfortunately, she wasn't there last week either, so she missed that particular lecture.
Simon and my hatred for Dimitri just no bounds whatsoever.
Dimitri's equally loved by all.
Yes, yes he is.
Okay. So you've reached the 21st day of the 5th month of the year 1008, which is the day you reach Alphatian, and about to do your airship dive towards the Gnomish airship. Beforehand, Captain Razzle asked you all to meet in the storage area in the bottom of the ship.
Is this for some sort of blood brother thing?
He never tells you.
Okay.
Like he doesn't think he's got time to tell you about how the ritual's supposed to work, so he just did the ritual when he got there.
Right.
I really like this guy. I can't tell you just how much I like it.
Well, the odd thing for me is the fact that my other character, where Draxel has been a regular part of it, doesn't particularly like Draxel and tries not to associate with it. But Dimitri's perfectly happy to talk to Draxel and go into it. Hey, Draxel's actually almost acknowledgeable as he is.
Still, one day I'm going to hate all of you players, and crack the set apart. And in game, I'm going to kill Dimitri. One day.
Well, with this timeline, you have 8 chances to do so.
Yeah.
And actually get away with it.
I mean, problems. I'm just saying. Anyway, devoting the power and devoting oneself to a god tends to have results. So the only time Farman will ever dedicate himself to a god is if he gets the very, very solid opportunity to kill or inflict incredible amounts of pain and damage on Dimitri. In ways could blackmail him into serving a god. I wish I hadn't said that.
So,
I mean, the point is, you've already been serving a god where you were helping Dimitri.
Mark, shut up, Mark, and just stop.
okay, so all of you are down with Captain Razzle at the moment, as he is sitting by his horse. But considering he's 8 foot tall, it does mean he is as tall as some of the party members while he's sitting.
Yep.
He says, have you prepared for the attack? Are you ready to strike?
I was born ready.
He said in 20 minutes, we plan to take out the operators and have Captain Crimson take over the ship.
Whoa. Hang on. No one else if he was going to take over.
And crash it into the gnomish dirigible.
Oh no.
That's been the plan for, well, most of the trip. You're not paying attention, Palmer?
I have questions. Why is it got to be him? Why can't you captain it? You're captain, Drazzle.
Drazzle not get along with God in Gem.
Yeah.
Gem which powers ship.
Well, yeah, can you hear me now, guys?
Yep.
Yep.
Sorry, I was playing up a bit. With the ship, Flyman, I'm the one who can control the gem and actually fly it down, and we're going to move the gem from the ship onto a cart. And while we have Bradshaw giving us a distraction by riding Bruce down and cratering, we're going to land the ship in the middle of the fleet and have it explode.
Drazzle tries to correct it. Captain Drazzle tries to...
Chitty bang bang. Fantastic.
So,
Not the middle of the fleet. We're aiming for the topmost ship and therefore have dominoes fall down after it.
I thought that was my suggestion and everyone told me that was stupid.
That was the original plan.
Right, okay, I like that plan better.
And Razzle does say to you that he recommends dragging, not moving Gem.
How big is it?
Size of your palm.
So why can't...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I could just pick it up though, right?
He says there's no reason why you cannot just pick it up.
But will ship still fly if it's picked up?
No.
No.
No, so as soon as I pull it out, it starts dropping like a brick.
As soon as Gem leaves contact with ship drop. So he recommends that those not taking out crew sit on wagon and take wagon out back door. Wagon will float down.
At the suggestion of taking out the crew, Flyman immediately gets distracted with going into a rage.
Just to clarify, do I stay on the boat?
You've got to guide it on its fall.
Well, once Razzle says once Gem removed from ship no longer controlled.
Yeah, so I have to take it and I have to control the cart, because I believe I'm the only one who can control it.
If you move contact from ship to cart, yes.
But the option is that we don't have to.
Plan to pick up Gem, riskier.
The problem I have is, as soon as I die, the whole situation resets, right?
Theoretically.
So what happens if I die before the fleet is destroyed?
Goat has interfered with spell.
But don't.
So we need to take the extra risk, don't we?
Flight of Gem may stop you from crashing, though ship may crash you depending on which section of the ship falls on you.
What?
He says very slowly, good luck.
Make it look better.
He wishes you good luck in your fun.
And where does he go?
Shit, leave me alone.
He says he will be ready in 20 minutes and starts doing some rituals.
Alright. Who's got the fly spell?
Dimitri obviously does.
Okay. So, Dimitri, would you like to jump off just before this all happens, just in case, to start fires and stuff?
Certainly, the intent is that if you don't hit the ship in the right spot on the Armada, there's not much anyone else can do because the size of the Armada is impressive.
Yeah, but
But I'm certainly planning on tidying up.
Cool. All right. That's the main reason I want us to get onto the card, is just in case the explosions don't do it.
Okay, so after a few rounds, you see Captain Razzle start to glow with a unsettling red light.
He's going to blow!
And you see scales get bigger, his claws get longer, his teeth more pronounced.
My.
His muscles bulk up.
Yes. What big teeth you have!
Does he change in size, or is it just he stays the same size?
He's still medium, but he's at the top end of medium.
Right, okay. In that case, I think we should all get into position, and I need to look the other way while Climate and stuff do things.
Well, Dimitri's going to do a couple of rituals at the same time, like the thing. He's going to do a compliment languages.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, he'll be able to read the sleep directory if he needs to.
Yep. So it is an insight check to read languages with a +10 to your insight check.
Okay, but technically he probably shouldn't need to, because hey, he speaks Alphatian anyway, reads Alphatian,
But in case
having
they're
compliment languages will make a nice backup. So.
nice backup if you don't understand it. So if you're you get 2 rituals if you're gonna do it without using spells, or you can use a bunch of spells.
Yeah, no, I'm doing the rituals. As a preparation. I'm just thinking the other one.
So for those of you who know Draconic, you see that Drazzle is creating something called Form of the Dragon, followed by Mind of the Dragon, followed by Power of the Dragon. Then he brings up, he extends it with Eye of the Dragon, which you see his eyes become larger. Best way to say that. Fist of the Dragon, where you see his fists start to curl with flame and smoke. Cunning of the Dragon, where he does look more intelligent. And Strength of the Dragon, which is where his muscles grew. Then he...
So now he's sitting on the floor because he can't actually stand up in the hole.
Well, he can still walk through because most of the ceilings are close to 10 foot.
Yeah.
Because that's how they build all their rooms. And then he downs a potion and activates using Fireologist. Elemental Fists, making his fists actually curl with flame at least a foot in length. Elemental Rebuke, which gives him a retaliatory aura of flame. And Elemental Resistance, which will help him become immune to flame and spread some of the resistance amongst the party.
Could we ask him to set Bradshaw on fire?
He pokes him and Bradshaw catches on fire.
And if Bradshaw can jump now, I'm hoping. Final thing, could I quickly drop to one knee and pray to Vanya for any boon that she'll give me in the battle ahead?
What, as you're about to kill off her final crewman? Or just after you've killed off the final equipment?
I didn't kill any of the equipment. I looked the other way, and a deal has been cut, and she's okay with it. So let's just skip past that little bit. And can I please ask for what boon she'll give me?
Carry on.
Well, you do realise you're going to have to pray the entire time you want the gem to work.
That's right, yeah.
And I'm asking for whatever boon she's given me before I start doing that, essentially.
Okay, give me a religion roll as you do so.
Okay, so religion, that's 17.
Okay. The boon that Vanya provides you is the gem will hold anything afloat that it's touching. So the moment it's no longer touching the warbird will no longer float.
Yeah, so that's why I should run it along the walls and stuff when I'm taking it to the cart.
That's what you
Well, in
think.
that case, I'd like to start doing that now, and could we ask Dimitri to be at the front of the boat to tell me when it's time?
Okay, Dimitri's busy ritualing at the moment.
Okay, well, who's going to sit at the front and tell me when it's time? Simon?
I'm happy to.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay.
So it's Trellen, isn't it? Trellen.
Trellen, yep.
So
Yep.
Trellen.
I'm going to start moving the gem to the cart. I won't put it on the cart, but if you can run back to the cart when it's time, we'll jump off together.
You do realise that you can't pull the gem out of its socket while the clerics are still living.
Yeah, but I'm going to go for a quick walk for a minute. Plowman? Good hunting.
I think he's already left.
Further command.
So I'm just going to go for a walk and have a look out again around the other places that people aren't.
Okay, you do realise all Go ahead, David.
Nah, it's alright, I was just talking shit.
All good. So all the three remaining guards are with the 8 clerics in the chapel, praying to the stone. So it works.
Oh, so I need to be praying. Okay. Yeah, right. I will go into the chapel and drop to my knees and start praying.
Yep.
And I'm going to put my hands over my ears and I'm going to close my eyes.
Yep.
And I'm just going to pray my ass off until someone taps me on the shoulder, Plummet, to tell me the things to handle.
Man, I've heard paladins do worse jobs of avoiding the party interactions than that.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. I'm just
No. You've got a much better answer to be saying. Big red boat, stay afloat.
Oh, there's no place like murder.
But yeah, so Martin, the other ritual that Dimitri's going to do is water breathing.
Yep.
So therefore, up to 10 people can breathe underwater for 24 hours. It doesn't affect their normal breathing. It doesn't affect their normal breathing.
Which is good.
But it just means that, yes, if someone ends up in the wrong spot when they jump off the boat or something, they won't necessarily drown immediately.
And are we close? Are we going to survive if we jump off the boat?
Well, most people will be aiming to be on the Drazzled cart, which should have some sort of fly capability by the time it's going through.
Okay.
Dimitri's planning on having a fly spell on him, and considering the likely activities for Trellen, he can put the fly on you as well as a backup option, on the idea that way you can get around more easily.
So Captain Razzle says the cart has limited levitation capabilities, so the gem would mean it would fly faster.
The cart can fly without the gem.
It can levitate without the gem. It can't fly.
So it can just lower us down to the ground kind of thing.
Rather slowly as a big, easy target.
That's right. Being able to fly would be much better for it.
Okay. Alright. Then yeah, let's stick with the
Well,
mystery.
so I always face that. It would be much better for the people on the car. The car would be fine, irrespective of what happens to it.
Okay, so at the point where Captain Razzle and Dimitri both finished their preparations, Razzle turns to Plowman and, in a very calm voice, he says, "I think it's time to rage."
Alrighty, so, it being said, Harmon begins singing a song as he goes into a rage. Big red boat, stay afloat! And he begins wholesale murder to the tune of Big Red Boat, stay afloat.
Okay.
While killing all those that would make the boat float. I like it.
So I'm going to get you all to give me an initiative roll, because that will determine some of the things that happen.
And 17.
It's actually a pretty good roll.
Certainly better than Dimitri's.
Yep, what was Dimitri's?
8.
What was Trellen's?
23.
Ooh, that's
I
pretty
get plus
cool.
10.
And what was Plowman's?
I thought I was doing good, but it turns out Martin's a dick. 22.
I get plus 10. That's all right. That's my little proviso.
Okay, so Trellen is off at the prow, letting everyone know when it's time. Give me a perception roll with advantage. You have managed to get yourself a spyglass for the chance on as lookout. Not that you get to keep it.
What? The
21%.
Hellganic that I've demanded back again?
It's very hard to take anything you collect with you into another time loop.
Oh, okay, yes.
So 21 on your perception?
Yes.
Okay, you think you have about 5 minutes before you should plummet down, but you should be able to get everything done in that time. It'll take you not long to get to the cart.
Alright. I'll just check with the rest of the team whether they're happy for a countdown of 300, or they don't want a countdown of 300.
No, not a countdown of 300. The 17 verses of Big Red Boat.
Alright, so just so we don't confuse things.
Thank you very much.
All good. Then Plowman is up and able to act. You know where the one part of the ship you were never allowed to go, the shrine. You've been directed exactly how to get into it by Razzle. And the fact that he broke the lock.
I better give that direction to the old Razzle Dazzle and get there.
Okay, it doesn't take you long to reach there with your added movement from being a barbarian. The door kicks in and you see multiple startled faces look your way as people try to go for their swords, but everyone's technically unarmed against you right now. You have multiple targets.
Let's pick the most imperious, snobby-looking one and execute some wholesale slaughter.
Okay, so you can go for the
Dimitri's
clerics
on the
or
way.
the warriors.
Sorry, say again?
You can go for the clerics, the warriors, and Dimitri volunteered himself, but he's not in the room.
Yeah, that's an absolute crying shame. But whoever looks like might be the leader of the warriors, if I don't realise who it is, that doesn't matter.
Okay, so neither of the warriors seem to have a leader. They all thought Razzle was their leader. And and the clerics have a high cleric who's currently in the middle of praying to try to keep the ship afloat.
We'll leave him for the moment.
Keep close.
Yeah, so let's go for one of the warriors first. I take it I'm within range to be attacked.
You are in range to attack both of them. They are standing either side of the door.
Oh, so close to a critical. Does 28 hit?
28 is a definite hit. Pity we're not doing Pathfinder 2.
Yeah, it is a pity. Hang on, let me just change my dice. Come on. Oh, look, that just closed my dice roller. It's awesome.
Well, they could change.
Dice. 1d10. 2d10. 20 damage.
20 damage, okay. He takes a big hefty blow but is still alive.
And I make the second attack.
Okay.
I will attack the other warrior, just for funsies.
Mm-hmm.
1d20. That is not as good. 19.
19 still a hit.
Take that.
Most people have armor classes between 16 to 20.
This guy takes 16 damage.
Okay, he does go down from that blow. He wasn't the strongest one left.
Cool.
As you basically cripple him with the axe blow.
Glaive.
Glaive. You cripple him with the glaive into slicing his artery through the leg.
Okay, yeah.
That's fine.
Obviously, Plumman's using his favourite weapon, the glaive, which allows him to know where Dimitri is at all times.
Yeah. Yeah, and handy if he doesn't shut its mouth. Oh, look at that. Hi, cat.
Okay.
Hi, cat.
And Captain Crimson, you hear the roar, the boom of the door, and the sound of a body dropping.
No, shouting hands over the ego, la 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 la.
Yeah, I'm going to pray, but can I...
Make a concentration check.
Okay, yeah, cool, let's do that.
That is...
What's the concentration check show up as?
I believe it's fortitude bonus, is that correct, Jeremy?
I haven't looked at it in a long time, but go with that. It's simple. Like we can use it for the time being for the purpose of this one. I'll change it.
Constitution.
Oh, okay, cool. Plus 3, so 16.
16. Okay, you have no problem keeping yourself from doing so. The basic DC to not be distracted is 10, DC 10 or 10 plus. Half the damage you take, as long as it's higher than 10.
Right.
So if you take 22 points of damage, is the first time you have to make a DC 11 or higher check.
Yeah.
But that's a basic Constitution, adding your Constitution modifier.
Okay, cool.
But DC 10 is not a hard thing to do. Okay, so that's your turn, and right after you manage to gain control, you hear Razzle roar into the room and saying, "Die for the cause," as he swings axes both ways, not noticing that Plowman had managed to take one of them down.
I'm disappointed, Martin. I was really hoping you'd run in, say, "I am the Dread Pirate Roberts, here for your souls."
Okay. I'm sure he would do that. But
I don't think he's got that kind of sense of humour.
Unfortunately, his sense of humour is not as well defined as yours. We all know that. Okay, here's the dice I'm looking for. Okay, so he sinks the one axe into a guy that Plowman had already wounded, and apparently beheads one of the praying clerics. Okay. They don't get a turn because they just died. And then it is Dimitri's go.
I'm going to go up to the crow's nest type stuff that he'd actually managed to find access to during the ship, and keep a lookout for reactions from the Alphatians at this stage in preparation to respond.
Okay, give me a perception roll. I'll give you advantage as well, having managed to also score a spyglass. Some of the warriors didn't need it anymore.
Unfortunately, maximum is 7 on the 2d12, 20, but it could be a 17 for perception.
Okay, having a look out, you can see that a lot of the airships on the ground are starting to assemble, and some of the ones already flying are starting to angle up towards you.
Right.
And at the same time, you also realize that there is a weapon here that actually fires a disintegration ray that you found out while you were doing stuff that the jewel can fire before it, if it's still in contact with the ship. But only once per day.
And can I fire that?
Yes, you can fire that.
Do you have to be in a position like how does it activate? Is it the sort of thing that someone actually activates the weapon, or is it activated the jewel? And therefore, you've got to be telling the people how to activate from the jewel, or
you generally have a lookout, telling the person where to shoot, and then they basically direct the weapon to aim and fire.
Okay. Well, certainly yes. If people are in earshot, Dimitri will be yelling out, "The fleet responding! Take out that ship there!" and give him veterans 300 feet, 1 o'clock position.
Okay.
The clerics maintain their concentration. And
Is there a
Lucky, because otherwise the direction would have changed.
Is there a particular person that is keeping the ship afloat?
all the clerics plus now Captain Crimson. As long as someone's preying on the ship stays afloat.
Right. So if I take out the cleric, will that make the ship drop?
Only if all the clerics stop praying.
How many clerics are on the ship?
I think
Currently
there
about 4 left, I think, or 5 left.
there is. I think I said 8 clerics, so that means 7.
Yes.
There's
You can stay afloat if I'm praying, right?
yes.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Okay, but I'm not shooting you, I'm shooting the others.
That's fair.
So yeah, if everyone's cool, I'll just start shooting. I ignore range penalties. So,
Well, that's right. There's probably no range
that's 100
penalties.
feet.
If you're shooting at some of the priests on the ship, then there's not going to be range penalties anyway.
Okay, so you managed to.
Our ship, you're talking about the priests on our ship, or you're trying to shoot the Alphatian ships?
Well, I wasn't going to shoot our ship. Why would I shoot our ship?
You're currently about 3,000 feet at least above the closest airship below you.
Okay.
Because you wanted to give yourself time to get off the ship before it got uncontrolled.
Right.
Okay, but the reason you might have been shooting our ship, or the clerics on our ship, is to help out Planet and Draxel, who are currently killing all the crewmen on our ship.
Alright, I'll shoot them then.
Okay. So yes, it doesn't take any time for you to move in. You can do that with your move, having gotten used to running around the ship in practice drills.
Okay.
And you can have an attack this round. Your full attack.
That's a 20.
Natural 20 or a
Modified, no, it's a
modified 20. Okay. That is
and 24.
24. Okay. You get one of the clerics right through the back of his skull. You see the arrow pop out through one of his eye sockets.
Okay.
Is he still praying?
He looks like he's still praying, but he doesn't seem to be moving much.
Sorry.
Alright.
He's got a different perspective on his prayer now.
I'm sure he hit a non-vital part of his brain.
He's praying on the other side of the veil.
Does Trellen have multi-attack with bows?
Yes, I got 24 for the second one.
That's also a hit? How much damage does it do?
2d8 plus 6 plus 4.
Trellen's a regular little murder elf. I love it.
So that's 16 plus 6, 22.
Okay, so you take
Yes.
out a pair of kneeling priests. I'm sure they're all bad.
If we give a definition of bad, absolutely.
Well, that they are the tribal enemies of both Plowman and Razzle.
Yeah.
And then Plowman is up.
Sorry. As you can imagine, you grab the balls. They offload.
Do you want to finish off that one, or he's still alive? The guy
No, you managed to 2 shots, 2 kills.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you got to get your average up a bit.
17 to hit.
17 to hit is a hit on the priests. They aren't wearing armor.
So
Is there a barbarian class that gets to carry on the damage? Like, just keep spinning it? I don't know. Anyway, I'll go and check.
I believe there are
20
some
damage.
juggernaut ones here. So how much damage did you do?
20 damage.
20 damage. Okay, you slice that cleric in half. Cleanly.
Cool. And 25 to hit the next one.
That is a hit.
19 damage to the next one.
Okay, glaive through the chest of that one with your backswing. And he crumples down your blade. Captain Crimson, you're being covered with sprays of blood and gore. I'll give you another concentration roll.
Alright, I will roll a dice. So concentration again?
Yep,
And that's with constitution, isn't it?
that is with your constitution modifier.
18. So
Okay.
15 plus 3.
You're managing to hold concentration of the ship.
Yeah.
I'm imagining
I'm
you
used to
all going
farming.
on money, Padme, and trying to distract yourself.
Yeah, pretty much.
And someone did tell you that you were gave you directions to
He
something.
gave you directions to a target if you wanted to.
Yeah, look, I'm happy to shoot as I'm told to. Listening to Dimitri and Trellen. Is Trellen directing or is it Dimitri?
It was Dimitri.
Alright, I'm happy to shoot on his command.
Okay.
Do I need a concentration check for that?
You will be making a wisdom plus proficiency. Make it a religion roll. Just make a religion roll.
I much no, actually I don't prefer the wisdom. Religion's much better. Alright, so proficiency or not?
Are you proficient with religion?
I'd like to think maybe I have because I've been signed up as a Herald of the Doom Lord.
Let's say you have, and we'll fix it in the downtime.
Okay, so that'll either be 16 or if we add the proficiency, it's 20.
Okay, so your shot goes off, and Dimitri calls out hit as he sees a green ray shoot out from the top of your ship and completely take out the engine of another ship.
Yay?
As you watch that ship start to spiral down.
And of course, that's right. Because of the directions Dimitri gave you to follow directly, the ship actually yawed off course and took out one of the others as well.
I actually, Dimitri, I don't mean to correct you, but I'm pretty sure it took out 5.
If that didn't happen, obviously you didn't hit the spot Dimitri told you to.
Okay. So, then it is Razzle's turn. He decides to, he just throws 2 axes from where he is. Even on that roll, he still manages to hit kneeling priests. As you see his arrows sitting in their backs.
I have to say, just honestly, talking about targets, a kneeling priest is not the hardest thing to hit.
They don't really have cover either, so they didn't give themselves any benefits for kneeling. And that leaves just the head priest. As it's now Dimitri's go. The emplacement, now will no longer work for the day. So you've got your 1 shot off, and you can see chunks of flame falling from it.
Okay. Now I think that there was also a couple separate ballistas, were there not?
There are, but you've got to man them yourself.
And I believe they normally take at least 2 to 4 people to man, don't they?
They do, yeah.
Yeah. Dimitri will effectively maintain watch from the tower or the thing, to keep yelling out directions as to, hey, left 5 degrees, right 3 degrees, all those sorts of things.
All good. Okay, the head cleric still maintains his connection as well. So, Trellen, you're up. There is only 1 cleric left.
And is he asking for an arrow through the chest?
Well, he's ignoring the combat, trying to steer the ship.
Alright. Sounds good. Oh, I think I missed with a 13.
No, that still hit.
Alright.
Like I said, no armor.
$22 damage.
Okay, he's got a big arrow sticking out of his back.
Alright. Is he still up?
He's still up.
Okay. So I got 17 with the second attack.
That also hits.
And that's 19 damage.
19. 2 arrows and he's still up. Plummet.
I think it was supposed to increase average, not decrease, eh?
Okay, 21 to hit.
Okay, you move up and strike him with your glaive. How much damage?
19 damage.
19 damage is a good blow. You see it slice through his back. He's still moving.
16 to hit.
That also hits.
21 damage.
21. You manage to burst the glaive through his heart out the front of his chest.
Yeah, right.
You feel a lot of satisfaction with one of the main antagonists to your people dying on your blade, as promised by Captain Razzle.
Simon does not stop there. He continues to relieve the body parts of their physical coil, and just make sure the job gets done.
Okay. Captain Crimson, you now have another concentration roll.
Okay, that's the fortitude one.
Yep.
Oh, that's 15.
15, you're still in control. It's at least 10.
Yep, okay, so 15.
Okay. So yes, you're in control. You're the only one in control now, as you feel the other mines have stopped helping.
Could we just say, like, canonically, that there's now some kind of, like, Redhead Fast and the Furious music kind of kicking in the background, coming out of somewhere out of the ship?
There is.
Cool.
And Plowman sees Razzle start to set the bodies of the other clerics and knights on fire as he collects his weapons.
Yeah, London briefly comes out of his rage to not even approve.
As you have a feeling, he's wanting to send a flaming skyship into the gnomish dirigible as a funeral pyre. So, Dimitri hears that, gets the all clear that they have been taken out.
Mm-hmm. So he wasn't planning on trying to get to the go down with the rest of the party at that point. He'd already said, "Hey, I'm going to fly down myself." So the he will basically stay at the crow's nest area at this stage to confirm, and then when the fire gets a bit too close to him, that's when he's going to bail out.
You can see smoke starting to billow out of the back of the chapel behind you. Because you're technically above the chapel.
Left!
Okay, so, Plumman, you get to have a chance of revenge, anger, beating up stuff. Once you're finished with that, what would you like to do?
What do you mean stop?
Okay. You continue doing that while everyone else is doing stuff.
Yeah, once he gets the hint to go to the cart, he will do so.
Yep.
Can I just interrupt for 1 second?
Yep.
I'm not sure if David's aware of the whole if you die you reset thing. I thought we should probably mention it briefly.
It did get mentioned that he can kill off the party. It's got also 8 opportunities now.
Has defeated, such he will never be defeated.
Fair enough.
And if it becomes an alternate timeline, it doesn't count.
And as I said, the fact that as far as Dimitri's concerned, he's not planning on trying to die because it might be taxing. It might become a habit if he dies.
The other side note that Razzle did tell Dimitri is because of a goat interfering with the execution of the spell, there may be some consequences and side effects he can't tell you in advance.
That's right, yes.
With an
which is why we're trying to kill the goat off first to see if that'll make a difference.
Okay, so I believe at this point the Razzle sets the goat on fire as it jumps out the back with a angry dwarf on top.
Mm-hmm.
Can we have Riders Valkyrie start coming out of the boat now? I feel like that's appropriate.
Does level 9 come with its own background music?
I'm sure it should every time you level. And Razzle says, time to get the jewel to the cart. And he recommends everyone get there as soon as possible. He will travel with Captain Crimson in case something goes wrong.
I would like to pull it off slowly and start moving it towards the cart.
Okay.
A little bit concerned that Captain Razzle wants to stay behind with me while everyone else is going ahead, but let's see what happens.
Well, he is setting every room behind you alight as you're going.
Okay, that's not so bad.
Which does make you wonder if the fire will catch you before you actually get to the cart or not.
Can I slide it as comfortably and quickly as possible?
Okay, give me a concentration roll to represent you getting it to the cart. We'll make it one roll.
One roll?
Yep.
That's 12.
That's a 12. You have no problem scraping it quickly along the surface of the ship.
Thank God.
Because you first slide it slowly out of the altar, down the altar, all the way to the ground, along the ground, to the hatch and to the ladder and down the ladder, cross the floor and eventually make it to the cart just as Razzle breaks open the back door to the airship. So there's nothing holding you in place.
I guess we go. Is everyone on the boat? On the cart that's going?
Everyone's on the cart except for
All
Dimitri,
the cart aboard.
and Razul is making his own way down because he's got wings.
Well, in that case, I guess we jump off and zoom the cart away and down as quickly as possible, and we can watch what happens with the boat.
As you transfer from the ship to the cart, you basically feel the entire ship lurch away from you as the cart just... It's almost like you've put an anchor on the movement of the cart, and everything else just flies away from you. So they're about 100, 200 feet away from you in less than 6 seconds.
Are we talking like Dark Knight Rises, plane disappearing around them while they're tied kind of thing?
Very much so. The plane just disappears while you're touching the cart.
Cool.
Meanwhile, as it's Plum sings, "Oh, you chitty bang bang."
And Horse gives a mighty roar in agreement of Plowman's song.
Feeling the lurch of the ship as it starts to go much more down than across.
You feel like going to free fall as you
Yep.
no longer have gravity holding you to it.
Yep. Dimitri's going to activate his fly and be flying back towards where the cart was coming out. So,
Okay, you see the cart probably about 200 feet behind you by the time you activate it, and Razzle probably about 20 feet off to the side with his wings out
20 feet off to the side of the cart.
of you,
Of me. Oh, okay, right.
because he doesn't instantly fall.
He took a little while to get off too. Yep.
Yeah, he still had momentum of the ship.
Yep. And Martin M, just to
Yep.
certainly up in the cockpit, there was a fairly quiet station.
Okay. You had a couple of chances to fix any mistakes, but you do manage to hit your target. Not as exact as you were hoping, but the excess flame and force of the impact, you see the Haldenic Warbird giving you a good view of what it looks like. Let's see if I go. Do I have a GM view? No, I don't.
Yep.
So that's a view of what it looks like, and it runs into something looking a lot like that. And as it connects with it, you see it also explode in flame and trail flame everywhere, as whatever is holding it afloat seems to be flammable as well.
Okay, yes. The Novice airships. Are they hydrogen based?
They are actually at this stage. These ones are around here because they're doing alchemical versions, and you see piles of flames start to spread around you as both of them crash into other vehicles below you. As you can see, lots of bits of flame happening. I'm just going to take Ariada some food while you think of how you'd like to do your next bit.
I think the first thing we need to do is find out what happened to Bradford.
Oh, the huge manatee!
Well, certainly one thing, obviously don't exactly how fast the cart flies, to whether or not Dimitri can catch up with it or things like that. But also, Dimitri's plan will be to actually move towards some of the extended, like the edges of the Armada to try and help mop up any hits. So,
That would be ideal. I'm going to try and loop us down the road to the side to like the opposite edge of the explosion as well. So we can kind of deal with it that way.
So, what's the consensus of what you'd like to do now?
Before we continue, we would like to know what happened to Graduate.
Okay, trailing behind you about probably about 500 feet behind you is a flaming goat because he got off early and can't free fall as fast as the ship was moving.
That's cool. So Dimitri has set his goal, and I'm going to fly the ship down and round to the the cart down and round to the side, as low and as safely as I can, to the opposite end of the shipyards or whatever, to the explosions.
Yep.
And I just want to kind of maybe do a bit of perception on what the explosions are starting to look like. Whether this has indeed worked or whether we've just screwed everything up.
How fast does the cart fly, Martin?
The cart does fly about, I'd probably say 150 feet a move.
Yep.
And you can do a double move.
Yep. Well, so Dimitri a bit slower than that, but he's heading basically to be looking at the other end. And he'll actually aim to then come up behind the cart and follow through in that sense. So.
Yep. Just giving you some nice little sound effects in the background. So hopefully you get the sound of explosions. Let's see if we have a... So you hear a lot of things go boom and bang.
Yep.
As you seem to have timed it just right for what Captain Crimson saw in his vision. Though you did see yourself on the ground not too far from the capital.
Wait, I can see myself.
In your vision, you saw yourself.
Okay. When you saw the vision, you were on the ground setting fires to the pier and the boats and things. So.
But the vision may not be accurate.
No, that's fine. I would like to take us down near where we were starting the fires before, as long as that's not exploding.
Well, there is flame all around you, and in your vision there was flame all around you, as it was falling all around you.
Cool. I would like to fly down and land the cart in a safe spot. And I realise safe is subjective.
It is very subjective. You start barreling down, going through about 1,000 feet of ships moving around you. Okay, so let's see what's going to interact with you on your way down. Okay, so that comes into one of these with a whatever the bottom one is. Okay, so as you're flying down, you have one of these things keeping pace with you. Asking you in Alphatian, what do you think you're doing?
I don't. This is not what I'm doing, but I kind of want to start singing. I will show you the world. 'Cause that's Genie, right? I would like to say fulfilling my destiny and just go faster.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming this thing goes really fast. I could probably outrun him.
You do.
Yeah.
But he came up and managed to get up. What do you think you're doing? And then he kept flying past.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you passed an air elemental. What is Plumman doing? You riding the cart to the ground, or are you going to jump off and attack things on the way down?
Yeah, jumping between burning ships on the way down to maintain health.
So
You
we,
there, David?
I saw him drop out of the call before.
he may just have reception problems, and we'll come back in again soon. So we'll move on
Well, should be
to
safe at the top for the time being.
what is Trellen doing? Is Trellen going down, riding the cart down and shooting as he goes?
Oh, I'm just checking what I can do as far as... So I can walk on water,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know how that works. When I'm...
But remember, the ritual was water breathing, not water walking. You might have your own water walking.
No, I've got my own power to...
Okay, happy with that, yeah.
But I don't know, like, if I piss myself, can I walk down the stream?
I'm not sure that's quite that effective.
Might be rather awkward.
But of course, it could be quite amusing to combine it with one of Dimitri's magical items, the bottle of endless water with the geyser effect.
Yep,
Oh, yeah.
that would be something you could run across. So you start activating your waterologist abilities.
Well, I just want to get the right words for it.
Well, it says the spell itself would do the.
Now, it's a class ability.
Class ability.
But basically, yeah, and a spell, I mean, it works the same way as a spell. The spell basically says the fact that, yeah, you can move across any liquid surface such as water, acid, mud, snow, quicksand, or lava, as if it was harmless solid ground. So, although you can still take damage from heat from water lava. So, so how far are you from the ground at the moment, or from the well, technically, yes. Are we still over water at this stage? Or are we over land?
No, you're in the middle of the major continent of Alphatian.
Oh, okay, so yeah, so we're actually...
It's like you've gone to Ayers Rock as a
Yeah, okay. It wasn't a seaport collection of the Armada.
It was an airport collection of the Armada.
Okay. Probably didn't need to worry about water breathing then.
All good.
I had in my head the image of a harbour and port and things like that. So,
They do have a sky harbour.
yeah, that makes sense.
And it's one of the few places that enemies can't get to.
Yeah,
As far as I
can't
thought.
find it at the moment, so let's just carry on.
Right, how high is the ground is the other question.
You are about 700 feet from the ground.
Alright, I'll just carry on in the car.
You technically got things that are within bow range of you potentially. Particularly if the genie was not a triple genie, but...
Is there someone, is there a boat that I can shoot? Oh, I think it's 600 feet.
Okay, so you see disappear in about 600 feet of you.
Yeah.
A floating dice. Huge mirrored dice.
Obviously full of hydrogen just waiting to be popped with a floating arrow.
Or perhaps a flaming diamond.
As you're passing close enough by it on your turn for you to get off a full round of shots.
Okay, 1 round of shots or 2 rounds?
1 round.
Alright, 21 to hit.
21 does hit.
Okay. And that's 19 damage.
Okay, you see one of the facets crack.
Alright. Does that sound good?
Do you want to hit the same facet with another shot?
Alright, I want to hit. So when my turn comes around, I'll do it again.
Well, you have two attacks on your attack action, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got 18 to hit.
That also hits.
And that's 24 piercing damage.
Okay, so you managed to get shatter in the side of that facet, and you see what appears to be a room full of wine and other sort of bottles and casks all come falling out of that area.
I'm disappointed.
Sounds pretty weird.
I was looking forward to the rushing of air with a balloon. It's going to be flying around like a balloon and cut let go the end.
So what you shot at was the equivalent of the flying castles that people can enchant, but someone enchanted a giant mirrored 20-sided perfectly proportional dice-shaped ship. Okay.
Right, weird.
It is very weird. Okay, so then it comes down to Dimitri as you're coming down.
I went on the idea that I'm still just double moving to not get too far behind the cart. But if there are particularly airships that don't seem to be damaged yet, like as in the ones that are currently filled with nice explosive hydrogen, he'll do you can do a firebolt at them. But at this stage, he's more just aiming to not slow down too much by shooting things. So.
Okay, you see on a deck nearby a elf start casting a spell, and ice start to form up their arms as they do so.
How close nearby are we talking?
Bow shot, so probably within 100 feet.
100 feet? Okay. Well, if he's going for ice forming, I'll just go with a firebolt cantrip back in his direction. Because then I can still use the dash action to get 2 moves in the round anyway. Firebolt. Where am I? Plus 10. 24.
24 is a hit.
Oh, nice damage. 18, 22 points of fire damage.
Okay, so you see the side of him light up with flame as he flinches, but he does still manage to get the spell off.
Okay.
But it's
concentration.
it's slightly misdirected as he was aiming for the flame and manages to hit something next to it with an ice storm.
Nice. That'll make it difficult footing for those that are trying to put out the fires.
It will, and also cause damage in its own right, as some vehicles require their sails to actually maneuver. Okay, so it is back up to Captain Crimson as you're moving.
I'm a little bit concerned because I feel like I need to do something spicy after the icy and dicey situations. I can't really think of anything appropriate. So, how off the ground are we at the moment?
You are 700 feet from the ground.
You're in control of the car. You could be doing some splashy maneuvers.
Yep, the Deja Vu soundtrack starts kicking out. I'd like to plummet down as quickly as possible. So you said I can do a double move?
Yep, which gets you 300 feet closer and putting you 400 feet above the ground.
Yep. Can I have a quick look to see how the explosions are going?
The explosions are going all around you. You're actually beating the fire down.
And how's the fleet on the ground look?
Most of them are still trying to get to their ship, but some people are running away because they know they can't get the ship off the ground fast enough.
Right, so it looks like the explosions are going to be all-encompassing, or do we still need to do a fair bit of work?
Above you, you can see flames spreading out almost a mile in every direction.
And that'll drop down onto the ships that are on the ground?
Which sort of spread out for about 3 to 5 miles. But
Yep.
hey, 3 to 5 miles of shipyards alight is a sight to behold.
So, is there any parts of the shipyard that don't look like they're going to be covered?
Hard to tell because it's chaos everywhere.
Alright. I'd like to shoot down as quickly as possible, but also angle across a bit to the edge of the shipyard if I can. So instead of going 300 straight down, maybe do it like a 45-degree angle,
Yep.
so that I can try and find the edge of the shipyard to make sure that we're covering things.
Okay, so as you're doing so, a medium humanoid appears in front of the car. Just pops into existence in front of you. So sort of looks like that.
It's the time cops!
Yeah, I'd like to
Shoot it out, yes.
Can I pull on my jacket? Like pull my vest down
Yep.
and just say ramming speed? Or can I just hit her in the face?
You can.
Maybe aim for the wheel to hit in the face, I don't know. But I would like to hit that creature in the face really hard.
I'm sure if you push that button on the left-hand side of the steering wheel, the blades pop out of the wheel, and you can take it out of the car.
Well, no, wouldn't Harmon be reaching out?
Quite possibly. So, give me a dexterity roll as unless you do have vehicles as a tool.
No, I do not believe so.
Okay, so you might have ships, the ship vehicle tool, but
Yeah, I have ships, but I don't think vehicles. Land vehicles.
so oh, that's right. We made it a religion roll. So and you were supposed to be trained in it. So you do a religion roll because you're using the gem.
Okay. So that is 18.
18. That is a direct hit.
Excellent.
Okay, you see that that they're no longer in front of you, but horse is also no longer tethered to the front of the cart. And you don't know where horse is. You have left horse behind with them.
Damn. Anyway,
Hit the button on the right-hand side of the wheel and hit the release, not the left-hand side for the wheel speeds.
look, if we have to be really honest, with all of the sidestepping and comments that Martin's given us, it's not a fucking horse. It's going to be able to handle whatever the hell it is. And let's just let him deal with it and let's keep going.
He doesn't have wings.
He doesn't need them. You just hit the ground.
Okay, so Trellen, as you're falling down, you see that person go past with a big with the horse. As it goes past you, you see the horse turn into what appears to be a blue drake.
Oh, what a
Does he look like an
surprise!
enemy or what?
Well, it's attacking the person you ran into.
That's a good thing.
Yes.
So don't shoot it.
And you did see it was Drago's horse momentarily before.
Okay. So don't kill it. Are there any other targets?
You see this staring at you from a platform as you're coming down. It's within range, as it seems to be casting some sort of spell.
Is it a dark crystal scarcity?
Very close.
It looked bad anyway.
Alright.
It's not only drawn evil, it's actually evil.
I'm clicking the arrow and then shooting.
Okay,
Makes it a poison arrow.
that is good.
28 to hit.
That is a good hit. Again, wish we were playing Pathfinder 2 for that.
No worries. And 26 to hit.
26 is also a hit.
I assume that whatever damage I do, the first one isn't going to kill it. 22 piercing damage.
22 piercing on the first hit.
And 20 damage.
Okay, so you see the spell it was trying to cast in your direction fizzle as a green flame a green beam like you saw fired from your ship start to head out towards you and break apart. She was casting a disintegrate spell in your direction.
I'm glad that fizzled.
It's nice when you get them off. Okay. And Dimitri.
Okay. I don't know that I want to go with fireballs yet. We're still just dealing with bits and pieces. Is there other obvious targets on the way down and through?
Okay, you see a spellcaster below you about 300 feet casting a spell at the group on the cart.
Okay. 300 feet, huh? That's a pretty long range for a spell, but then hey, I'm actually. Okay, 300 feet away from me, which is me.
Yeah, 300 feet from you.
Not necessarily 300 feet from the cart, obviously.
I'm still praying, aren't I, Martin?
You are still praying.
Can I, like, put the shields up? Is that a thing?
Unfortunately, you don't come with prayer shields on this vessel.
Yeah.
That's why they build the wood around the shrine.
Yeah. I don't think that there's a convenient spell that can reach 300 feet for me, so I'll just go with a shot with the crossbow.
Okay. You do have advantage. You do have advantage countering out the range disadvantage, so it's just a normal attack roll because of the height.
Okay.
This way, you have the high ground is actually worthwhile.
Yep. So, and I'll just double check. No. AC 18.
Okay, that is a hit.
Yeah, but I don't get sneak attack on it because it's a no advantage. So therefore it's only 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. They managed to get the spell off.
A normal crossbow?
Yep. They do get hit, but they do manage to get the spell off and hit the cart with it. So that means Trellen, Plowman, Captain Crimson, and Little Miss all get to make wisdom saving throws or get flung off the cart.
Wisdom.
Yep. It's a nice spell called Scatter. But don't worry, you won't be just in the air, you'll be put on a flat surface somewhere.
Is that a better thing?
Just not on the cart.
So my wisdom bonus is 0.
Yep.
So I got 14.
You got 14. Okay. You got an 11. Okay, the two of you pop off the cart. Apparently, Little Miss and Plumman is still on it as you two disappear. Pink, pink.
No, Plumman got 7.
Oh, Plumman got 7 in them case. Plumman pinks as well. I didn't realize you'd managed to pop back in again.
Just a question, does that mean that the card is no longer flying?
That means the cart is now just slowly dropping to the ground. with
Remember,
those.
still have levitation. Right.
It's like an extended further fall.
Big red boat, they explode.
So while you're sitting there watching your wonderful Captain Crimson guide you through a weaving of ships, he just disappears and appears on one of the ships nearby, looking a bit confused as he's still in the seated position while standing. You see Trellen standing on a burning airship, plummeting to the ground.
Technically, Trellen's still got some fly left. Because he was my second
Target.
target on the fly spell.
Okay. Nice, thanks.
And at that point, I will move over to Plumman. What would Plumman like to do? You're on the card. There is no horse in front.
Wait, I'm on the card.
Yep. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, you failed the saving throw. You're also on a ship. So what sort of ship are you on? Okay, plumb and land on something like that, with flame pouring out the back of it. Nermi spaceship.
It's basically a big Zeppelin.
A Nermi Zeppelin.
But yeah, when you say land on it, did you land on the deck underneath, or did you land on the balloon on top?
There is a deck on top of the balloon.
Oh, on top of the balloon. Okay.
So the balloon top is flat. So if I show closer, it's got a railing.
Yeah. Okay.
Are there other people on the deck?
There are bunches of people with wands out pointing up.
My ancestral enemy.
These are all spellcasters, so of course they're your ancestral enemies.
Do they look like my actual ancestral enemy?
They're not Hellganic Knights.
Yeah, they're not.
Hellganic Knights.
They are very similar in temperament to the Galantrians that you also hate. Basically,
These guys are
in this nation, if you're not a wizard, you're a slave. Well, if you're not a spellcaster, you're a slave.
cool. Pico, don't stay afloat. I'm going to murder you and you'll go.
And up in the distance behind you, you see the flaming goat still falling to the ground.
Yeah, not one and two to start murder.
Okay, give me some attack rolls.
Got a tree, you do some rolling. I'm just in a bit of a sticky situation at the moment.
All good. Okay, I'll say you're swinging around with your axes, your glaive. You have various targets around you. One of them being a what appears to be a hippogriff with a gun.
A hippogriff or a hippo?
Sorry, a humanoid hippo. Humanoid hippo with a gun.
Hippo named Griff.
Yeah, that's right.
The amusing thing is the title of it is GIF, so that's where I got stuck. So that's happening, and while you're doing that in your tricky situation, Captain Crimson, you're standing on a not the ship that you thought you were on.
So, is the ship I'm on burning?
The ship you're on is about to catch on fire, or something falls onto it, and you notice that Jamie's not with you.
Okay.
As you see something bright shoot up into the sky from the cart.
Can I see where the cart is?
You can. It's starting to fall past you.
Yeah, I'd like to run and leap off the side of the ship towards it.
Okay, I will give you advantage with acrobatics using the rigging to your advantage.
Oh, acrobatics, I love it. Okay,
So this is what you're currently on top of.
Yep,
An actual sailing ship in the sky.
that's cool. I'd like to jump off the side, swan dive down, and so you say advantage in acrobatics?
Advantage, yes.
Okay, so one was a natural 1,
Mm-hmm.
and one's a natural 20.
Yep, so the natural 20 kicks in.
I got 20.
Yeah, I go to 20. And then acrobatics is +3. Do I have proficiency on that?
You do?
So 27.
Because you're just that good.
Yes.
And yes, you managed to wrap the line around one of the spellcasters on the ship you were on as you jump off. Hearing his neck snap as you hit the railing.
Excellent.
And he also happened to be the one in control, so the ship just happens to be a rough course, making it easier for you to land on the cart as it goes past.
Which is what I planned, of course.
And you land on the roof of the cart as you see it barrel straight into the side of another airship with both of them bursting into flame as their magics unleash.
Excellent. So I'm back on the cart now?
You are back on the cart. Well, you can't control the cart with the gem anymore because the gem's not here.
Oh, the gem's not on it either.
No. Well, once you lost touch of it, it sailed into the sky.
Oh.
But suddenly gravity wasn't affecting it anymore.
Fair enough. And I can't steer or control this, can I?
You never figured out how to do it, and you were told that with the gem it would be easy. You just weren't told how to do it without the gem.
Fair enough.
And there's no horse to help you guide it.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll wait for my next turn to try and figure that out.
Okay. So, that brings us to Trellen. What would Trellen like to do?
Can I see the Skepsy guy?
You can, but he's probably about 200-300 feet above you now, as you've gone down quite a bit.
Well, that's fine because I'm not blocked by 3/4 cover or anything like that.
All good.
Sharpshooter.
Comes
So
in
yes, I'll aim for him.
Okay, you can see him clearly.
Alright, that's a 18.
18, I believe, is a hit. Let me just confirm. 18 is a miss.
Okay. And 23.
23 is a hit.
Okay. .22 piercing damage.
Okay, he is looking a little miffed at you.
I'm hoping that would amaze Spell Fizzle, but I don't know.
It's okay.
He's not going to risk doing it.
He does have 34 hit dice. He's got plenty to spare.
34.
That's a lot.
Oh, the people that aren't leveled for your level, they're leveled for the location.
Oh, absolutely. That's all good.
You are basically coming across some of the best and brightest as you're going down. Luckily, most of them aren't aware of you, so they don't know what to attack. Okay, so a harpoon is launched in the direction of Dimitri. So it is a 22 to hit, being launched from something that looks very much like that.
Yeah. And unfortunately, that's just enough to make it shield not worthwhile. As a reaction spell.
Yeah.
So I will get it.
Okay, so that means it will do. $5d6 damage. Have to read the right one. As a flame explodes around you. Apparently not that much, so you take 17 points of flame damage.
Okay, well that goes down by 4 for efficiency. So that's 13 and... No, I haven't got that many.
It's all good. They are trying their best, but they're not prepared for what you're doing.
Okay.
No one expects the suicide bomber.
Hmm.
Okay, so what would you like to do in return?
What I should have done earlier, and I realised the fact of going into fire, I should have actually attuned the ring of fire resistance, but I won't worry about that now. So how close was that then?
That was just on Dimitri.
He's separate.
So that was about 100 feet off to the right.
Right, so he's controlling my flight spell. Is that still okay?
Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Good thing you brought that up, because otherwise you might suddenly go, I'm going to... Damn, it's not working. Dimitri!
I probably want to be close to the ground anyway.
Well, because it caused no damage to Dimitri, so it just covered his arcane ward. So,
Yeah.
so yes, certainly no issue with concentration. And since someone decided to actually shoot at me, I will return fire. I'll return fire with fire, and give a nice fireball back on towards that deck.
Okay. I believe it fails its saving throw. But it does... Oh, sorry, it does have advantage. Or is it magic? Nope, still fails its saving throw. Would it be 17 fail your saving throw?
Sorry?
Would a 17 fail your saving throw?
Yes, I'm pretty certain. I'll just double check, but the yep, DC 18.
All good.
And 33 points of damage from the fireball onto the catapult and everything around it.
Okay, you see a whole bunch of people get burnt and thrown about by your blast. Some of them actually getting knocked off the ship that are on.
Did it set fire to parts of the ship as well?
It did, because, well, they did have some flammable stuff with them, which then exploded. So, you know, having multiple explosions happen time after time is not great.
Always fun.
So you watch that vessel start to veer off course as well, as the whole front of it's on aflame.
Cool.
Okay, so that is Dimitri. Then we come round down the list again using, because Trellen's at the top. We'll do Trellen so we make sure we don't miss anyone again.
Okay.
So Trellen's up. Did you want to fly down to the ground? You are about 300 feet off the ground.
Alright, so can I... If I get lowered to the ground, can I? Am I still within 600 feet of that sketchy guy?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, so you get
Because
closer.
I mean, just because I'm not too concerned, but I am slightly concerned that Dimitri could get smashed.
That shouldn't make any difference to you. There's the fly spell.
The spell end?
Well, sorry, if I lose concentration, that will have an effect. But yeah, you control the fly spell yourself under that. And hey, look, have you ever seen Dimitri lose concentration on any topic whatsoever?
Well, now that it sounds like there's a 34 hit dice monster on the loose, I don't think we've ever encountered that.
And?
But anyway.
you never encountered Dimitri before, you know what?
Alright.
Okay, yes, you do get to get 2 shots off on it if you wish to.
Okay, a 26 to hit.
That hits.
And 18 damage
Yep.
and an 18 to hit. I think that misses.
The 18 misses.
Okay.
Okay, so you with your 80 points of damage, you may have brought it to half hit points.
Sorry, what was that?
With your 80 points of damage, you may have brought it to just half hit points. Oh no. You got a bit more to go to do that.
Oh, I found an ability. I could use my reaction to reduce falling damage by my monk times 5 points.
Nice.
But I don't know if that would work from a 600 feet height.
Well, you're at 240 feet at the moment.
Alright.
And I was going to say, monk times 5, so that got
45.
45 hit points. It could make it collidable.
Okay, and it starts to fly down towards you using its own fly spell. It seems to have singled you out as its target.
You attracted its attention.
Okay, so that's its turn. Next one is Plowman. You are on this ship being attacked by various people with guns and wands, which seem very ineffective in close quarter combat.
Alright. But not as good as this guy.
Are we there, David? No.
That just dropped out. Oh, just back up again.
Can you hear me now?
Can hear you now.
Okay, couldn't hear me because I was talking before and I was giving Jeremy a whole lot of shit.
Oh, how could that be?
It was very saddening to have it wasted. Okay. So I'll give you 2 guesses as to what Palmer's about to do.
Big red boat.
Big red boat.
Okay, you start swinging your glaive around, hitting, chopping, disarming, sundering.
It's all the good stuff.
I think that Climate actually needs a slight modification to his lyrics there. I think it should be Blood Red Boat.
You know what? Palmer's had a piece of inspiration and the lyrics to his song slightly changed. It's still a color, okay?
As around you, the airship starts to catch a flame as you start throwing people into and off various parts of the ship.
Excellent.
You're having the time of your life. The only thing missing is your horse.
There could be no adverse consequences for lighting a flying boat that I'm currently on fire.
Well, it's only the second time I've done it today.
Yeah, see? No adverse consequences.
Captain Crimson is up.
Okay, so we're falling right now, right?
Yep, you are.
Tactically reducing altitude.
Little Miss
That's
is
fair.
with you, throwing spells out into vessels as you're going down.
Are there any boats, like, near us?
There's lots of boats near you, especially below you.
Yeah? So if I was to hypothetically jump off waving a sword onto a nearby boat, would it be possible?
It would.
I would like to pick an appropriate boat and do so.
Okay, give me another acrobatics check. Unfortunately, you don't have any lines to help you with this one.
That's fair. It's still 23.
Okay, you do this amazing tumble, leap, roll, and land perfectly on the ship right next to the captain, who's busily spinning the wheel to try to avoid hitting something.
I'd like. Do I have a move? Or
You
is
have
that
your
not
full.
good?
You have your full action.
I would like to. Okay, so this captain looks like he's got a bit of a stoop in his back, so I want to help him remove that little bone
Okay,
right in the middle of his spine.
with your sword.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Well, I guess you could call that his backstory.
Yes. Now, the only thing is that this is the cursed sword, which we haven't talked about yet. So let's see what happens.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but it sounds like a good thing to do when no one else third party members are around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a 22 to hit.
22. I just might have to quickly look up that sword.
All I've written, because you never gave me a proper name, is it's called the Rapier of Many Dice and Things.
Okay.
Dice and spheres.
And things. I don't know. I think it was just a name I made up because he didn't tell me.
Oh, dice and I was thinking dice and spheres. Or maybe dice and because it's
Many Dyson spheres would be quite interesting. I'm just thinking if I actually put any notes down for you.
I've got the damage. I don't know what the curse stuff is because you never told me.
Okay, so yes, as you pull the sword out, you see his spine come right into nice clear detail of exactly where to push the sword for the most effect possible.
Okay, cool.
Almost like you've got a, when you see those space things of ships coming in with the holographic landing lanes coming in. You've got the equivalent of a holographic insert sword here appear in front of you.
Awesome. So I roll damage.
Yep.
So it's like 46 plus 8. It's ridiculous.
yes, the fated sword of many criticals.
So that's 40 to 22.
22. Okay, you see it slide into right between the vertebrae in his spine as you sever it, and most of his nerves. He just collapses at your feet.
And do I have any move to jump to another ship, or is that pushing it?
You don't have any move left, but you may, if you've got more than one attack, be able to make an extra attack.
On him or someone else?
Him or someone else, or even on the wheel of the ship.
Yeah, let's do it on the wheel of the ship. That could be fun. So that is 19 to hit.
19, you managed to hit the wheel of the ship. Give me some damage.
Give me a second. One of the D6s rolled off the table. Okay, so that is 21 damage.
21 damage. You sever the steering column of the vessel, stopping anyone being able to control it.
And can I end my turn with ha-ha? Because this is about as pirate like I've ever been.
Well, let me see. Have I got a... How's that?
I liked it.
Yep, that's pretty good.
Okay, so you... who's next on my list? Next on my list is Dimitri.
So yes, I'm happy that I rebuked anyone that decided to try and shoot at me effectively, and I was continuing to fly in a generally downwards but interactive directions. Is there potential? Like, is there any ships that don't appear to have been overly affected by the cascading fireballs or fire things as yet?
Nothing
within 100 or
range.
so feet, 150 feet.
Nothing within range at this stage that you can tell. But
Okay.
you're about to be targeted by a spell. Unfortunately, you don't see this caster.
Okay.
So, let's see. You get to make a charisma saving throw.
Ooh, that's not bad. Ooh, but 17 is close. Total of 16.
Total of 16. Okay, so Dimitri blinks out of existence.
Okay.
So Dimitri has just been banished from this timeline.
All good.
Yay. Can we save this timeline, please? Can we just stop? Everybody stop, alright? I'm not leaving
Just make it
anymore.
permanent.
Though if you do stay here for at least a minute, or the concentrator, the spellcaster loses concentration, then Dimitri will reappear.
Oh god, save him at all costs!
So save the unknown spellcaster.
So, Trellen, you're up.
Well, I guess one issue which you talked about was the fact that obviously Dimitri didn't lose concentration. He just left to a different universe. So I'm not certain the concentration effect will actually last across universes though.
So you now seem to be free falling if you're not on a ship.
Well, I thought I was on the ground.
You were heading to the ground. You hadn't quite made it.
Okay, so
So you can move. I think fly was 30 feet. Was it, Jeremy, or 60?
60 feet.
well,
60 feet.
yeah, or I could slow fall, and the first 45 points I don't feel.
Yeah, so I guess, what it comes down to is when the fly spell stops,
You're 180 feet up when the fly spell stops.
and think about also whether or not there might be a ship between you and the ground.
Right.
So,
So how many dice of damage?
I think it's straight damage per 10 foot, doesn't it?
I'm just confirming that on page 183. Falling. At the end of a fall, the creature takes 1d6 for every 10 feet they fall. So that is 18d6.
I don't have that many d6. So,
I do have tools, and I do have a dice roll. So.
No, I gotcha. I got it. I
You
got
did?
it.
What'd you get?
Hang on. $64.
64, and you reduce 45 of that?
45.
Is it 45 feet or 45?
45.
45 points of damage.
So you only take about 20 points of damage.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
You're welcome.
Unless I got to magic myself down, but maybe I didn't.
Hey, 20 points of damage is not bad from a fall from 180 feet.
But were you thinking you had a way of avoiding the rest of that?
And
Oh,
you,
yes.
you were on the ground.
That's, okay, and
You do the superhero landing.
and then I shoot back up.
Because you've got your own fly.
Because I could just land and shoot up in the air.
Because the fly spell's finished on you because the concentration gets lost into your universe.
Concentration was broken.
So that's why you fell.
Oh, okay. Right. So
So you
the
fell on the
guy
fly.
that I was shooting is back in the other universe.
No, your
Dimitri got banished to the other universe.
Dimitri got banished, not Trellen.
Okay, so
And
the
not the
guy that is here with me, I can still shoot.
You can still shoot, yes. He's still coming down at you. It will take him a few rounds to reach you.
I got a 28.
That's a hit.
Not that good. I only got 12 damage that time.
Hey, every bit counts.
And I got a 1, so yes, 11.
Okay, so what did you want to do with your one?
What does that mean?
Well, what bad luck, bad event, story effect would you like to happen because your character had a critical mistake?
Oh.
Rather than Martin H telling you how bad it is, you get to make up your own bad.
And if it's way worse than anything I can think of.
If it's severe enough, Martin will create some severe bullshit and make your life even worse.
I'm not sure.
You can choose your own adventure of getting dicked around.
Is there something that I can... do I get a broken leg or what?
You can say an explosion nearby hits you while you're trying to shoot, throwing you across the across the thing and potentially breaking your leg at the same time. Whereas you made the superhero falling, being blown across the room, equivalent, broke your leg.
Or it could be.
Just a discussion. My suggestion would be to try and border the line of, yes, it sucks, but also I don't receive any permanent damage. If you make it sucky enough for Martin to accept, then and get away with very little long-term damage, then you might be all right.
So was this shooting with a bow that you rolled a 1?
Yeah.
So certainly a common critical failure would be broken string with maybe a bit of string slap that took a D6 damage or something like that. So
Okay, I'll do that.
Absolutely go for that.
Okay, so as you're taking the shot, you think you've got it lined up perfectly on the bird creature called the Nagpar. As a dagger goes flying through your bowstring, flicking it up into your face, and basically putting a gouge right across the side. As the string at taunt is quite deadly when it snaps.
Yeah.
As you almost put the other end of the string through your boot, as you're startled by the snapping effect.
So what was the total damage from the fall and from the snapping of the bowstring?
Snapping of the bowstring, cosmetic.
So you took, I think it was 19 damage from the fall, which you said it was 64 and you get 45 reduced. So.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so that brings us to Plumman. You're on top of the ship as it's starting to get a little too hot.
In between Smashy Slashy, Fireman has a look over the edge of the balloon to see if there's anything potentially that he could jump onto.
Okay. Perfect. You see what appears to be a graceful flying swan about 20 feet below you.
About how many feet, sorry?
About 20 feet below the ship. So probably about 40-foot drop.
Okay. Like an actual swan or something that looks like a swan?
An elven swan ship.
Ah, cool. How far did you say down?
About 40 feet in total.
Yeah, cool. So Fireman's just going to jump right onto that while he is raged.
Okay.
Hang on, pull my headphones out. Ow, that was painful. Hello.
So while raging, you take half bludgeoning damage, I believe.
Half of any physical damage, yeah.
Okay, so at 40 feet, that is half of 15, so you take 7 damage.
Oh no.
As you land on the ship with what appears to be 2 elves on board, both of them with wands out, shocked at you landing on their boat.
As he's been screaming and yelling and carrying on, Simon says, 2 choices. Take me to a ship with more people that I can kill or die yourself.
In what language?
Let's just go with common because I don't have... Oh, wait, whatever the equivalent of common is.
There are 2 commons.
Oh, he's definitely not speaking Ethangarian, that's for damn sure.
Okay.
Pull the headphone out again. Still hurt.
You gesture and yell, and they seem to steer towards where you're gesturing because you have big bloody axe.
Oh, it's not an axe, glaive. You didn't just call it a glaive, did you? Oh, sorry, you didn't call it an axe, did you?
They probably did. But in a language you didn't understand, so I'm sure that's possible. As one of them has their one of them has their hands up as the other one's controlling a tiller, directing their ship towards one of the other airships.
Every 6 seconds, Barman is hitting himself in the chest or your face.
Okay.
Like, not like, oh god, full damage, but there's definitely at least a damage around going on.
Right beside you, you see Horse going past, still wrapped in combat with something.
Horse?
Yes.
Oh, right, yep.
Or Drake.
At the Great Blue Drake.
Yep.
Followed by a loud bang not long after.
Does it look like does it look like that I could potentially jump on its back?
Possibly. But it doesn't look like it's going to pull up.
Yeah, right, never mind.
It's got no wings.
Barman will wait until there is another ship with a large amount of people in range.
Yep.
And prepare to jump off.
Okay. So you'll spend this round navigating. That brings us to Captain Crimson. You reach the ground with a bit of a bounce.
Oh, did I? Well, that's a shame.
Because the ship you're on was not far from the ground and it ploughed into the ground with no steering.
Fair enough.
You get to either go down off the ship or leap off onto something else.
Is there anything else that I can leap on the ship?
There are many skyships trying to get off the ground and out of the way. So, give me a
ship specifically, like with the big air thing on top.
There are many with the Zeppelins.
Yeah, Zeppelin.
There are a couple of those as well as the ones with the rigging. So give me a acrobatics roll and tell me what sort of ship you're aiming for.
I'd like to go for one of the Zeppelins because I want to stab the rapier in the side and slide down.
Okay.
In that kick-ass way. So acrobatics. That'll be a 17. Do I get proficiency?
You do. We agreed you did.
21.
Okay, you make the amazing leap, and just as you're about to miss it, you stab out with your sword and drag it about a third of the way down the side of the airship before your sword drops out the bottom with you, leaving a big curved gash in the side of the ship.
Which I'm assuming will hopefully catch fire very soon after.
Which starts exploding flame not long after.
Yes. And where do I land?
You look down and basically next session you'll be hitting the ground.
Fair enough.
Okay, that brings us to how long was he gone for? Apparently 1 round. So, you reappear at this point back in this universe, Dimitri. Having been gone only for a round because his concentration got broken.
Oh, okay.
Exploding skyships tend to do that.
So I actually reappeared before I hacked it?
You reappeared
Did I have an action that was like a round of my own actions?
You reappear before you act.
Oh, okay. Well, that changes my plans then. I had all my plans sorted out for the next minute. Okay, well, in that case.
But you're still flying.
So obviously, Dimitri temporarily did a reaction invisibility spell to avoid taking any effects on other stuff during that round. And yeah, he's popped out again, and we'll let's go for how close to the ground is he at the moment?
You would be probably about 300 feet from the ground, coming in behind everyone else. You can see what appears to be a couple of flying people heading down towards the people below who are shooting up. So lots of magic floating around, lots of debris. You see Horse hit the ground and not get back up again. And you see Drazzle is probably about 50 feet below you, still dropping.
Okay. He's apparently he's got some control in his drop though, does he not?
He does. He has wings.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
meaning he can glide and change direction.
Yeah. Well, let's.
But he has been causing a lot more mayhem with his flaming fists.
Yeah.
He just has to glance along his ship to set a light.
Yeah, well, let's go for if there happens to be particularly some of the Zeppelins are good targets for a flame fire type of effects.
Number 4, which one?
There are a couple of Zeppelins, or even 3 Zeppelins that might be bunched up a bit.
Okay, so
Like within 100 feet of each other.
Okay, you happen to see apparently a nice little pretty elven ship above a bunch of other ships that it's closing in on. Must be trying to use them for cover.
Uh-huh.
But-
I'm assuming I didn't have any idea as to where the banishment actually came from, did I?
No.
No.
Very hard to tell in a 360 field combat.
Absolutely. I'm more than happy that I didn't know. That's fine. It means I don't have to draw a target to myself by actually going for that powerful execution and starting the true poker around. Okay. We will just go for taking ownership. Okay, something like that swan that's potentially going to be less affected by other forms of the fire stuff. How far away is that from me then?
So that is about
You're a real dick, Jeremy.
100 feet from you.
Okay. Marvellous. I don't know what you could possibly need, David. So, let's just go with some. Can I see a effectively controller on that ship at all, like someone guiding it?
You can see one person guiding it, and another person with their hands up. Looks like they may be casting some sort of prayer.
In a spell casting type position. Mm-hmm. Let's just go with a nice firebolt for the time being, just for something that I can't bother thinking about further. So.
Would you like to shoot the rigging?
Well, it looks like the rigging might control direction, but not necessarily flight, would it not?
It gives it's what would give it speed. It would become marooned without it.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, okay. If we can set fire to the rigging, that's probably a useful one. AC 19.
You hit the rigging and the rigging catches alight.
Okay. So yeah, because it's what. Another good roll of 20 points of fire damage. So 21 points.
Definitely. The rigging's mostly gone in the one shot. At which point you see Plumman on the deck with his glaive.
Okay. And so that's what you put about David. Sorry, I missed that completely. And then I'll actually be doing a move and a bonus dash to keep heading 120 feet in a generally downwards direction.
Okay. Then it is Trellen's go. You're on the ground.
Right. Where's the Skexy thing?
The Skexy thing is still in the air coming towards you.
Alright, I'll shoot that. 24.
24 is a hit.
Did I spend a bonus action restringing my bow?
I'm sure you did.
Yes, I did that.
That sounds perfectly
So
fine.
that's 16 damage. And 26.
26 also
And
hits.
20 damage.
Quite a lot of damage built up on it, at which point you hear a loud demonic scream coming towards you as a large fiend comes into your view.
Can I run away? At 50 foot?
After you've spent, at the end of your turn this is, while you're shooting upwards.
Basically, it's coming up to you.
At any point, can't I?
On your turn, yes.
Unless you've got a reaction that will later move on someone else's turn. So effectively, you've had your turn, and now it's moved in to attack you type stuff, or appears in a spot to attack you.
Alright.
Okay, so it gets a 25 to hit you. Does 25 hit?
Yes.
Surprised.
Oh, actually, you've got to roll twice because of the cloak of displacement.
Nice.
Okay, so would a 21 hit you?
Yes, that's a shot.
Unfortunate.
Hey, it's always good for a chance. And it does 15 points of piercing damage with a bite, and then it tries to claw you, also getting
And
disadvantage.
Oh, okay. Was that deflect missiles or was
That was its
physical?
teeth. Physical.
Okay. Alright,
It bit you.
Yep.
Now it tries to claw you, hitting armor class 14. I don't think that will be enough.
No, I'm good against that.
Right, then it tries to claw you again, getting armor class 12. So you're good against that too.
Yes.
But it did have a full attack on you, as you are up against a demonic being more powerful than you've seen before. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
I think I have I've got strength. So +2, 17.
17. You are immune to its stench for the next 24 hours.
It's 24 hours. Okay, good.
If you're
Okay.
still here in 24 hours, something's gone seriously wrong.
Plumman, you find yourself over another of the Alphatian airships.
Yeah, do I also see, looking down and definitely not seeing Dimitri cast that spell of the flaming rigging, do I see our wonderful elven friend getting attacked by some weird demon?
You do, not too far away from what remains of Horse.
How far down would that be?
That would be about 100 feet more.
Alright, is there any way that I can leapfrog between ships to get down there?
I will say yes, as long as you make a athletics roll.
Yeah, I'll roll those dice.
So I'll give you 2 rolls, and if you can get at least 16 on both rolls, you make it fine.
I do believe, is athletics a strength related?
It is.
It is.
Let me just check some rules for a brief moment.
I believe you have advantage while raging,
That's right, I believe you do.
Yes.
which is why I said athletics.
In fact, I am happy to see that. I bet you I'll get double ones.
Not surprising.
That's fine. 2 1s is not a problem as long as they're on 2 separate rolls. It's the two you need.
Oh, look, it's those many D6 that I rolled. The first one is a natural 20.
Okay. You do this amazing bounce, getting you halfway there with style.
And the second one is not as impressive, but I dare say is still going to be enough.
What did you get?
Just take a look in a sec.
All good.
25.
25. That is still very impressive. You find yourself landing, being able to get a single attack on the demon as you land. Basically, you get the equivalent of a charge coming down, meaning if you hit, you deal double damage.
Nice.
If you crit, you do triple damage.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, I'm happy with that roll. It's not quite a 20, but it almost is. 9, cool. 28 to hit.
28 is a solid hit. So double damage.
Cool. Double damage, you say?
I do.
I do, in fact.
Because she used Dimitri's glaive against the demon.
Shut up. 52 damage.
52 damage is a nice chunk of damage. Okay, and it looks at you.
Hello.
And you hear it scream in your brain in Abyssal.
You great boat, stay afloat.
Okay.
What save would you like, sir?
No save. He just screams in your head in Abyssal. He has
Okay.
telepathy.
That's okay.
And that's automatically translated.
Uh,
Do you have a shadow amulet?
I have no idea.
you may not be
Doesn't
wearing
sound
it
like
still.
something that
Some of them gave up their amulet.
Okay.
Okay, so that brings us to Captain Crimson. You fall 50 feet to the ground. Do you have anything to help with falling?
Not necessarily, but I have a question.
You do.
Below me,
Yep.
is the demon nearby?
It is not far away.
Could I, as I was leaping off, propel myself to land on the demon sword in hand?
You can.
And it will cause me damage, and I'm aware of this, but I'm just thinking of like a semi-flaming halfling flying out of the air, 2 rapiers in hand, into his back.
Well, I get to reduce the fall by 10 feet because he hears a large creature.
Also, you're stepping down onto a low hill.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So do I need to roll acrobatics for that?
I will give you an attack roll with disadvantage.
Okay. With the rapier?
Yep.
I guess a 20 would hit.
A 20 would hit. You got 2 natural 20s.
No, I've got plus 11, so I got one which was 9 and one which was 14.
That is fantastic.
Total 20, not natural 20, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, sorry. Yeah, no, 20 with all the crap added.
Okay, so add 17 to your damage and take 17 damage from striking the creature too hard.
Okay, so add 17. Okay, so that is 4, 6, 10, 13, 15 plus. So that's 23 plus 17, so that's 40 damage to him.
And you take 17.
Yeah, and then do I get my second attack?
I will give you your second attack from that amazingly painful blow.
And could I perhaps supply my intention to do my action surgery thing as well?
You can.
Excellent, okay. So, are these at disadvantage now?
No.
Okay. So, yep, that's a 19 to hit.
That's the hit.
Okay. That is 8, 13, 16, 24 damage. And then with action surge, I get 2 more attacks.
Yep. He's still up.
So, that's a 21 to hit.
That's the hit.
That's a 6, 7, 19 damage. I got 1 more if he needs it.
He is still up.
That is a 19 again to hit.
Also a hit. And considering I thought I'd let you know, you were 1 point off taking him down with the last blow.
Well,
Literally.
considering I just rolled a 5, a 6, a 4, and a 2, and then I add 8 to it, yes.
So you see Captain Crimson leaping from a burning dirigible above, turning in midair to land on this demonic fiend trying to eat your friend Trellen. with the glaive of Plummet in his side as you land on his head and stab him 4 times in the face with one final blow going in one eye socket and out the other.
Can I ask for a little bit of a flourish and do a backflip off him and land on the ground?
You can. So considering that is what the creature looked like. It looked like a giant frog demon.
Nice.
And both Plummet and Trellen are yelling at you for kill stealing.
Well, you know what? I don't give a shit.
Okay. And
I'm actually okay with this.
you see
Little stick.
Razzle appear on the ground beside you with a flash, having used a teleportation effect. With his hand ready to strike Demon and then pausing with a, oh, you got this. Dimitri's turn.
So I'm the only actual one of the party that's still up flying.
You are, and you can see the bird-like creature zeroing in on the party. Again, this is the bird-like creature. Yep.
So that I haven't seen necessarily particularly disturbing at the moment.
Well, you've seen it hit by at least 7 arrows and still flying with ease.
Oh, okay. So I have been had that opportunity to know. Okay.
The arrows are still there.
Yep. And how far away is it?
It is about 100 feet from you. You've been closing in as they're trying to go around airships.
Yep. Okay, he looked a bit nasty, so we'll go with a scorching ray at it. So. AC 23.
That is a hit.
For 11 points of damage.
Yep.
AC 17.
That misses.
Misses. And AC 24.
That also hits.
For 15 points of fire damage.
Okay. It turns in the air and aims a spell in your direction.
Mm-hmm.
And fires up a prismatic spray. Been a while since I've done that one, so it's a good time to give it a go.
Yeah.
Prismatic spray. Okay, so it fires up a cone just getting up into your area, so you will definitely only be hit by 1. We'll see how effective it is. Where are my D8s?
What one it is?
D12, D12, D8 should be... There's my D8. Okay, apparently you're being hit by a green color. Pity it's not your Truagan.
No, that's right.
10d6 poison damage can be quite bad.
Yep.
So, what's your saving throw?
Oh, sorry. Unfortunately, probably not enough. Only 15.
Unfortunately, not enough. You take 46 poison damage.
46.
Yep.
Okay. Arcane Ward goes down, and I take 41 left over.
Which means you now have to do a concentration saving throw DC 20. Oh no, concentration check, not concentration saving throw.
Constitution saving throw.
Yeah. Constitution check, so it's just your constitution modifier, not your saving throw.
Okay.
Because that's what the constitution check is.
Yeah. Or the concentration check.
Concentration check, yeah.
So, no. So, didn't make the 20.
Okay, so you then plummet the remaining 200 feet.
So I will use a reaction to activate Featherfall.
Okay, Featherfall kicks in to save your day. It would be a rather messy landing. Trellen, you are surrounded by most of your friends.
Are they standing?
They are, and you even see Little Miss land on the cart nearby, throwing spells into the air, hitting creatures coming down. You can see the evil bird creature that was chasing you fires a spell back behind it, hitting someone. You think it was Dimitri?
Can I shoot that?
You can shoot Dimitri if you wish.
No, shoot the Skexy, whatever it is.
You can shoot the Skexy. I'm just going with the plum and joke of shooting Dimitri.
19.
19 is the perfect number.
And 21, so that's good.
Both hit.
Plus, since I've restrung my bow, I've now got an extra D4 for the bonus action.
Yep.
And that's 18 piercing damage. And 23 piercing damage.
Okay, it is still going, and it fails its concentration check and plummets. So it's going to fall at least 100 feet itself. So, because you broke its concentration, it lands not too far from horse and doesn't get back up again.
Alright, I might run over to it.
Yep. You spend your rest of your turn running over to it.
Yeah.
What would Plumman like to do?
Sorry, Plumman's going to look for another target. Is there another ship that has yet to leave the ground?
Okay. You see dock workers nearby working on what appears to be another one of the ships, trying to put out flames going up its rigging. It looks like one of the ocean-going ships that can fly.
So they're trying to put out the flames.
Yeah.
Does it look like they're going to succeed?
Probably not, but depends on how much magic they have at their disposal.
Well, are there any others that look like they're going to get away?
In the air, there's just flame everywhere you can see.
Okay, are there any ships that look like they might get away, other than this one?
You see a couple of them, probably about maybe a mile away.
Yeah,
on the
alright,
edges.
so let's go make those guys, the firefighters, have a really bad day.
Okay, you close in on the firefighters. They do not see you coming. You have advantage.
Do these guys look like they're casting spells?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they're dying. Just like every other spell caster here. Jeremy.
Dimitri's not dying yet.
Oh, he's lucky you didn't cop a glaive to the back of the head.
Right.
Imagine that. Nice landing, old boy. Slash.
Alright, you mean a glaive with your name on it?
Yep.
Literally. So yes, how'd you go with your advantage?
Yeah, 24 to hit these guys. One of these guys.
Okay, you hit the guy and completely slice him in half. He doesn't have much in the way of hit points.
Cool. Next guy. 16 to hit him.
16 is enough, and your glaive is very damaging, slicing through him as well.
Fantastic.
You're noticing that most of these guys have no armor, have no protection, and are very weak, like all spellcasters.
Yes. Like all spellcasters, weak and should never have been born. Except for Little Miss.
She doesn't count because she's a sorcerer.
Yeah, you know, the real spellcasters, the one who naturally cast it.
Then it's Captain Crimson's turn, and for the first time in the battle, you can see the scene as you saw it in your vision.
Awesome. So I need to.
The people around you, the flames everywhere. This is what you were said would turn the tide.
And at that stage, I was running around with torches lighting fires, wasn't I?
You were.
I would like to start doing so.
Okay, so with the help of Drazzle, who's more than happy to set things alight, you have torches and start tossing them as you go. Hearing explosions as things get hit by the flames.
Awesome. I'm carrying a fair few torches with me. Question: when we get reset, does our adventure get reset?
You believe it does?
Okay, cool. So yeah, I just keep lighting, and as I see big ships, I throw a torch in. That should let me kill about 10 ships. I think I've got 10 torches. So.
Okay, as you pass beyond what you saw in your vision, you toss the flame against one of the dirigibles still on the ground. And as it explodes, everything goes dark. And
Did I just blow myself up?
Yep.
I was just going to say
You are dead.
I was going to say, well, Dimitri can't actually tell you, but yeah, remember, you're supposed to die.
As everyone else gets the vision of them slowly turning to dust, right as they see Captain Crimson explode in one of the biggest fireballs in the region.
Holy hell, that was awesome!
Dimitri, as he's floating down from his featherfall, obviously doesn't turn to dust in that sort of fashion. Then you can press the digitation to make a nice glittering fairy dust type effect as he scatters through the winds.
And as you're
Yes, well done, Twilight, you dick!
and Dimitri does notice that the flaming goat is still coming down as he turns to dust. Still hasn't reached the ground.
And didn't turn to dust.
Unsure to tell if it turned to dust or not.
Right. Do I see whether or not there's still a dwarf on that flaming goat?
At that distance, hard to tell because it was going behind everyone else and
Yeah.
bounced off a lot of things.
It may have lost the dwarf on the way down.
Okay, so next thing you know, you're in the circle where the spell had first been cast. And you notice something different. There is no goat, but there is a Bradshaw.
Okay. Well, so this could be that advantage.
A flaming Bradshaw?
None of you seem to be
Is
have
Bradshaw
any
on
damage.
fire?
He's not on fire.
That's a shame.
Yeah, no, that's cool. But yes, and apparently it feels like it is dawn with lots of Ethagarians looking at us around the big field?
Affection.
Or... Yeah, okay, because in theory we're returning back to that moment in time when the ritual's actually activated, aren't we?
You are returning to the moment in time the ritual activated, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, now rolling a... So... Apparently at this stage Trellen is the one holding a piece of his of the instead of Captain Crimson.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So we're heading to the elf city. Is that right?
Heading to the Elven
Well,
Forest.
that's horrible.
Well, you can probably kill some.
Could we
elves.
possibly not?
I'm pretty sure we are going to be going there.
Could we go
Depends on-
literally anywhere else?
Depends on whether or not you want to destroy the world.
I mean,
Can
Do
we
you
not
get
give that
destroyed
choice
if
to
the
him,
world
please?
gets
I
destroyed?
really don't think he's the right person to ask that question to.
You're concerned
does
about
Dimitri die if the world gets destroyed?
you're concerned about
Yes,
the
he
number
does.
of Uyghurs that have been killed by the Hellganic Knights. You want to be the one to wipe them all out?
Yes.
Or
the
which
Hellenic
is that-
Knights, the China of D&D.
Again,
we
can
go-
we
we get
stop
the
asking him these questions? He is not the right person to ask.
While you're having that discussion, I'm going to the bathroom.
As you said, it's the idea of saving the world does involve saving the Uyghurs.
Yes, but doesn't involve you dying.
That's not the plan.
No, that doesn't involve him.
At least not this time round.
Oh, well, we can only hope for next time then.
Well, but not until after his turn at the.
I mean, you say that.
But he's got to be the one carrying the thing that triggers that.
You are very big picture, my elven friend.
Okay, whatever. Yes, your key question is: does Dimitri die? And on the simplistic
No,
side,
not does Dimitri die, can Dimitri die?
And
hang on.
his
Let
response
me
was,
just rehash this. What happens if one of us dies in this journey, in this particular...
Dimitri's response to the question of can he die was not this time round.
Oh, okay, so there's hope.
We will all die in our turn.
yeah, that's right. So I will have to die
Well,
at some point.
Can we do Dimitri's turn first?
Well, it looks like I'm getting.
The order of the turns is determined by the ritual.
Well, this sounds like crap.
We thought we had some control over the order, but it turns out we don't.
You had control over who went first.
But not what's on
I think
second.
it's Dimitri first.
Okay, so we will end the session with you having the elation of mostly not dying, and of Captain Crimson not feeling a thing.
Just to clarify, though, we won my scenario, right?
You believe you did. You achieved
Okay.
the outcome you saw in the dream.
Right. So if anything goes wrong from here, it's you fuckers.
You've certainly gone a long way towards advancing the plot. So well done.
You have,
That was
congratulations. And basically, just so you know, I had for each person 4 different encounters set up for you. I had a deck of small card monsters.
Yeah.
I had a deck of large card monsters. I had a deck of spells, and I had a deck of ship cards. And every time I would roll and see one of them randomly come up, and that would be what you'd encounter on your way down.
but well.
So
That's a lame one.
that way I didn't have to try to figure a 360-degree combat in one session. Not that easy to do.
Have to know scope.
You know what? Actually, Martin, when I finished, I was thinking that, okay. Now, first of all, does Dimitri understand what happened to him? Yes. Okay. He's got a minute to play with. Okay. We'll start attuning his ring of fire resistance. It only takes a minute to attune. We could then, of course, drop his fly spell, so that'll reaction for a feather fall. Knowing that, hang on, we'll come back to the middle of the air if he goes back, so therefore the feather fall will be ready to go.
I hate
it all played
so
out that
much.
minute. Dimitri's always prepared.
You did manage to
Look,
do.
Dimitri took a lot of damage, and that was a really great time.
I'm still happy about the diving on the head of the frog monster. That was fun.
That was awesome.
You know what? That was really cool. We basically did. You know in the Avengers where they all end up like they're fighting, and they all end up like back to back fighting against the monsters with each other. That's basically what happened.
So that guy is a 13 hit dice creature.
He's a 13 hit dice shish kebab now.
Challenge rating 8, so he's for an 8th level party, but he is still quite dangerous.
Just to clarify,
Oh
he's
yeah,
not
no,
a
he just
character.
had he had really bad timing and really bad luck.
He's a 6.5
Like
dice pair of characters because we cut him down the fucking middle.
Yeah, he had an Ethangarian human spear just like land on him. That was awesome, and then he just got utterly annihilated next time.
So at least then you had plenty of opponents.
Indeed.
Well, look, Martin Alphatian, at least you know that the party will come to save you.
That's right.
Wait, did I say Trellen?
Yep.
Yes.
No,
Sorry, hey, you did. We say Trellen. That's 2 kill steals in one combat that Plummet has experienced.
I know, it's funny.
And you know what? He's not sad about it.
I guess if they
He's
were...
just happy that he got to leapfrog through a couple of sky ships down to the ground.
And he got to take out a couple of Haldanic knights and the Haldanic priests.
Do you know why he's not mad about it
It
though?
wasn't enough.
Because he knows they don't really count because it reset.
Well,
Can we do that with the encounter again, please?
if you like, Dimitri explained that it doesn't reset to them. They're dead.
Nah.
Because
The
they
words that
haven't...
Dimitri say will be completely ignored because they come from Dimitri.
But obviously, the fact that they all happened in the future from our perspective right now, and we were there and we killed them. The fact that we've got back in time to kill other people.
So just a thought,
Yep.
our party works really, really well together when we don't work well together.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely.
You're absolutely brilliant when you're chaotic.
Actually, can I fix that? We work really well when I'm the leader.
You say
And
that.
you can believe that all you wish. Because part of the reason that the party works really well is because we're all the leader.
Clearly, Plummet is the leader, obviously.
So, obviously, Palmer might believe that, but he'd obviously be wrong.
Yeah, and Dimitri is obviously wrong in his thoughts that he is, in fact, the heroic leader.
Hey, Dimitri didn't say anything about heroic.
Yeah, no, he's definitely not heroic. That's for damn sure.
That is a fair call. He did not say anything about heroic.
That is correct. Well, thank you guys for a wonderful night.
Absolutely. Thanks very much, guys.
So I'm going to
It was nice to
go.
be there for most of a session.
Good.
It's good when other things don't distract you and take you away. So we like having you there.
And
Well,
we'll
my truck
start-
broke down last night, so I was a day behind, so it worked out well.
Okay, silver lining, good to hear.
Right, yeah, see you guys.
Okay,
Hope
guys.
to night all.
Have a
Catch you
good
next
night.
week or the week after.
All right. See
Thanks
you.
very much.
We'll see you later. Bye.
Hey.